Hey, what's going on, you box for Shell Blastoise? Bringing you the final gameplay video here from EUIC. The Grand Finals, Frank Percic with the Whimsicott up against Gustavo Wada with the Urshifu Moltres Inteleon deck. Now, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to give the video a like, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell. And if you want to see more videos like this, I have all of the other gameplay rounds up on the secondary YouTube channel, AzulGG 2, link up here, and there'll be a link in the description as well, so be sure to go sub over there. Going to be posting regular content over there, and all the rest of the rounds from EUIC will be up over there as well. Let's go ahead, let's get into this Grand Finals. A B-Barrel prized. The Crobat prize for Gustavo could be big if they need to draw cards aggressively. But really nothing too big in either of the prize cards, to be honest. The second B-Barrel being prized is like a little bit annoying for Frank, maybe in the early game if they get the double B-Doof down, but can't find the second B-Barrel. Yeah, Frank does play Path. So the Path actually is pretty good against Gustavo. Actually, I don't even know if Gustavo plays a Tower of Waters, to be honest. Guess we'll find out. Urshifu start from Gustavo. That seems to be a trend here for people who go up against Frank when playing the Urshifu deck, as they open the Urshifu. Dark Energy down and pass over to Frank, so not a very good start for Gustavo. Already a Crushing Hammer coming out from Frank. Is a hedge, removes the Dark Energy from Urshifu. Is not going to be that impactful, I don't think so. Oh boy, DTE to Bidoof and pass to Gustavo. We see the Fighting Energy in hand. I don't think Gustavo plays Zigzagoon though. There's the Avery for 3. So I don't think Gustavo can win this turn, but can punch this rat for 60. I don't think Gustavo plays Zigzagoon, so I don't think it's going to be over quite yet. But not a good start here for Frank. Does have the Bidoof in the hand, so we could see some draw happening on the next turn. There's the strafe option. You don't have to actually switch. You could just maintain in the active here, but you might want to be able to Gale Thrust on the next turn. There's a strafe for 60. Energy top deck is not great for Frank, because that's like a card you want to put on. Actually, I think it's a 5-card hand here from Frank. So if Frank wants to draw a card here from B-Barrel, you have to attach the energy. Actually has 2 cards here. The Boss on the Ursh. And then draw 2. Fall Crystal. And Marnie. Okay, so Frank is not dead. Or not in... Yeah, not dead in the water here. Has some options and could definitely go with this Marnie here as well. Unfortunately, the Strafe actually KOs the B-Barrel. That's like pretty unfortunate for Frank. But I don't think you want to retreat to your Whimsicott. I don't know, that feels, but maybe you do want to retreat to a Whimsicott, to be honest. Probably want to retreat to a Bidoof, actually, to be honest. Oh, played the boss, so can't play the Marnie. Never mind, can't play Marnie, just bossed. Everyone except me apparently knew that. Let's go ahead and smack an Ursh, I guess. Heads, okay. I think it's 100 damage. It's going to be 80 with the DTE. It could be 120, but I think they maybe messed up the damage there with DTE. No, it's 100, so it should be 20 less damage on the Urshifu there. There should be 20 less damage on the Urshifu, I believe. Because the Bidoof hit for 10, I think. So, okay, catches it. Good, nice. Love to see it. Let's see what Gustavo does this turn. Could do a G-Max Rapid Flow to KO the active and also set up the Whimsicott to be KO'd as well. And I think I like that idea. I like the idea of that play here from Gustavo, because then there's basically no threat from Frank on your next turn. Goes for a Sonya here. I would assume to just grab a couple Sobbles. Oh, the Moltres, of course, is always going to be a big player in this matchup, so it goes for that. And also, Gustavo does play the Choice Belt, so a couple quick shooting pings. If Gustavo plays the quick shooting, I actually don't even know if Gustavo plays the quick shooting. Yeah, Frank does not run Raihan. I'm sure Gustavo knows that at this point. Percic accelerate the energy to the Moltres is going to be a big attacker in this matchup. It has the VMAX plus the DTE, so could go with it here. And goes with it. Could have also just KO'd the active and not VMAX'd yet. To be honest, actually, I think I like that. I think I like that a little bit better from Gustavo. Now the Urshifu's kind of just left out here chilling. I guess you are afraid of energy disruption, though. So then the energy gets disrupted and you lose the energy. No, so I guess you want to be aggressive with your energy. You're removing your own energy from play, basically, actually. V-Star from Frank, and then the Marnie. Still in a really bad spot from Frank. And that's, like, not a very strong setup. Also attached for turn to the Whimsicott. So if Gustavo just has, like, I don't know, Birdkeeper knockout with Moltres, and Frank doesn't have an EXP shard on Whimsicott, which they're unlikely to draw here, they're going to be in a really bad spot still. Not a Crushy, though. That could be a big deal about to slow down that Moltres. So has a Quick Ball. Could get a Whimsicott here, but to be honest, I think I would go with a Bidoof. But the other people is prize, so I guess you probably should go with a Whimsicott here. Because the thing is, like, benching a Whimsicott here, if you're benching a Whimsicott to be like, oh, if my Octave Whimsicott gets KO'd and I have another Whimsicott, you can't attack with this Whimsicott anyways, so does end up going with the Whimsicott. Fluffball Azul here. Could Fluffball Azul. I wouldn't hate that, I guess. To be honest, you probably do Fluffball Azul, yeah. You probably should just Fluffball Azul, right? Marnie, Fluffball Azul. Drizel's no longer an out. Yeah, Fluffball Azul definitely seems like the play here. Crushing Hammer coming out as well for Frank. Ahead would be a pretty big deal here to potentially stop the Moltres from doing something. And Fluffball Azul, I think, is definitely the play here. As long as Frank sees the play. Debating about passing. Pass his turn, but I think Fluffball Azul there has to be the play here. And then you actually have 6... Oh, the judge even touches the V-Star. Gustavo did have the Shady Dealings in Talion, so it doesn't look like it maybe would have been a huge deal. I guess can Gustavo get the KO here still, though? There's an escape rope, and there's the Tower of Waters. So yeah, Gustavo does play the Tower of Waters. Goes for Tower and Scoop Up Net. There's the Piers as well. Gonna be able to get a energy card, and I think you can Scoop Up Net, reset the Inteleon, and then Quick Ball away the energy and actually get the KO on this active Whimsicott. Actually, no. Gonna get off the Gale Thrust. That's even better, I feel like, here for Gustavo. Gonna go with the Gale Thrust knockout instead. Get use out of this Urshifu while you can. I think I like that a little bit more. Net reset. Back into the Ursh. The Gale Thrust is coming down now. Another Shady Dealings. There's nothing like that you for sure want here. You just want to start planning for your next turn. You could go for a Quick Ball to discard the Dark Energy out of hand, so you could accelerate that to the Moltres. Get the Moltres just closer to getting off the attacks. So it looks like it is what Gustavo's going to go for. Can just go grab like another Sobble. There we go. Another Sobble coming out for Gustavo. And then we'll see the Gale Thrust as well. There's the DTE. Or I would keep on DTE, RSE. Gustavo plays Cheryl? I'm not sure. Also, Crobat being used aggressively from Gustavo as well. Before potentially Path to the Peak comes down. There's no more stadiums for Gustavo. This is it. It's the one and only stadium. Here we go, Gale Thrust, or I assume so. Nothing great off the prize cards here. A VMAX and a Quick Ball. The other prize cards, I guess the only good prize card there, great prize card there would have been Drizel, though. DTE research from Frank. There's a Path. There's a Fan. Fan's not gonna do it. Actually, Fan actually could do something here. You could fan off the energy off the Urshifu. I guess you probably want to do that. Path, V-Star, and then Fan. Slowly, very slowly, getting to the point where they can set up a Whimsicott here. Has an Ultra Ball and is thinking about playing it. But Benji and Bidoof here, I feel like, is pretty lackluster. And searching out a Whimsicott view is also pretty lackluster because it gives an option for Gustavo to boss it. I think you want to kind of just like, go all in on just 2 more Whimsicott from here on out and hope that carries you. Eyeing up the Crobat, but there's a Path to the Peak in play. Maybe just going to grab it to throw it back on the bottom of the deck. With the Marnie next turn. I'm pretty sure that's the last card in Frank's hand is a Marnie. Obviously, yeah, can't use the Crobat anymore because of the Path to the Peak. I mean, I guess if that last card in the hand is not a Marnie, then maybe Frank is just dead in the water overall here. Goes with Crobat. Will Frank Use the Crobat under path to the peak is now the question if Frank grabs the Crobat. Goes with the Whimsicott. Looks like benches it as well. I would have held off on benching it until the next turn, I think, because you can't get KO'd here, but still pretty bad. Fluffball. Yeah, Fluffball the Moltres is also pretty good, I think, for sure. Fluffball the Moltres also would have been pretty good here, to be honest. Set up for the 2-hit KO. I like that for sure as well. Not Fluffballing, I think, was definitely the biggest mistake. Could have gone after the Sobble, hope they dead draw. Yeah, but could have gone after the Moltres, try and set that up so it's not as big of a threat anymore. Escape Rope Energy Search from Gustavo. So I think Gustavo's going to get this KO on this bench. Whimsicott. Take that out. And then just needs to KO this last Whimsicott to close out this game. The question will be, can Gustavo do it? Fluffball with no Psychic? No, last turn. Fluffball last turn. They had the one Psychic Whimsicott in the active. They could have Fluffball KO'd Sobble, or I think Punch the Moltres was probably the better play. Doesn't everyone win the game? I mean, it does if your goal is to make your opponent brick. It definitely does win them the game sometimes. If you think you're in such a bad position, you think the only way you win the game is by making your opponent brick by not having the option of Shady Dealings through a Drizzile, then yes, it could win you the game. Right, was like trying to bench Whims. Yeah, benching the Whims was a mistake here for sure from Frank. There's just no need to do it this turn. Could have definitely just waited off and done it next turn. Now a boss from Gustavo. I think Gustavo's going to play the Escape Rope and then boss the Whimsicott with the energy back into the active. You do have to deal... Maybe he just wants to deal with that one as soon as possible. We'll see. They have the Escape Rope and the boss in the hand. They don't have to play the boss. I'm assuming the Escape Rope's going to get played for sure here, though. I bet you the Whims definitely feels like a misplay from Frank overall. But I guess maybe not benching it could have been... How could that? Because it's not really worse. Gustavo not have Birdkeeper? I actually don't know. I don't think I've seen a Birdkeeper from Gustavo yet. He's just going to go for the KO here and hold the boss. Yeah, because Frank could have not benched that, and then Gustavo would have had to punch the active Whimsicott V-Star, and then Frank could have got the EXP share plus basic psychic this turn. Ordinary Rod coming in. I don't know if Frank had a... What's it called in the hand, though? Does Frank have a Psychic Energy in the hand? Definitely recovering some Psychic Energy with the Ordinary Rod here. And just a Psychic Energy. Oh, no. No Psychic in the hand for Frank. No Fog Crystal as well. Evolution Instance and Fail just burns it out of the hand. And concedes, right? So Frank goes through all that and then concedes. All right, another very fast first game here. Gustavo is up 1-0. Could we see another quick 2-0 back-to-back-to-back from juniors to seniors to masters? Are we just going to see another quick 2-0? Yeah, the Moltres is a big deal. That's something that, like I said, Pedro and Tor did not have the Moltres V. Definitely very helpful. Definitely very helpful. Have some kind of out to just like do something early on while you're giving up prize cards. And they can just go into the baby Moltres a couple times after that and look to clean up the game. Here we go. Game 2. Frank, I'm sure, will choose to go first. I think that last game Gustavo chose to go first, so won the coin flip, I would assume. Crobat start here from Frank. The rest of the hand looks a little bit better, though. I think Frank definitely has a turn 1 energy attachment for sure. It did open the Crobat, which is obviously not good. No, Frank did not end up football. I mean, Frank, I don't even know if Frank attacked that game with anything besides B-Barrel. Frank's only attack that game was with B-Barrel. Frank's only attack that game was with B-Barrel. The whole Urshifu squad prize here for Gustavo, but I don't think Gustavo minds too much. Obviously, maybe wants the option of it, but I don't think hates not having the option of it overall either, to be honest. Okay, quick ball to start it off here from Frank. And get the Whimsicott. I think has an energy in hand. I'm pretty sure they taught an energy in hand. Tool Trapper going down, but not a huge card in the match. But I guess removing the Choice Belt from the Moltres can be pretty big, I guess. I think that's an Ultra Ball in the hand here as well from Frank. It might just be passing after this. Well, they do want to set up that B-Barrel as soon as possible. Is the pass? A lot of sobbles here from Gustavo. And eyeing up to keep calling. Not much to keep calling for, though. We know the Urshifus are prized, so... I don't know if Gustavo's going to go for any Urshifus anyways, but, I mean, Gale Thrust is still pretty good in this matchup, so maybe just a sobble and that'll be it from Gustavo. Taking a look through one more time. The Urshifus are prized. This isn't too much of a tell to Frank, though, because Frank doesn't know for sure whether or not Gustavo wants to use Urshifu. I mean, that last game, Gustavo opened the Urshifu and utilized it to the best of their ability, but it doesn't mean you want it every single game. So, definitely not a tell here for sure. Double basic Psychic here from Frank into an Ultra Ball. So maybe not getting off a turn. So definitely not getting off a turn to attack here. But maybe also has a dead hand and is just kind of chilling. There's the Doof. Is that last card in the hand active? I would assume as Frank here, you'd want to be a little bit more aggressive than that. And if you do have a Researcher or Marty here, potentially keep open the option to be able to pull off that attack this turn. That's an interesting choice from Frank because could have like held EXP share. Oh my gosh. It's an Air Balloon as the last card in the hand here for Frank. Has nothing else to work with. And just ends up passing. So doesn't even try and get aggressive with the Fluffball Star either. Oh boy. All right, Gustavo has the level ball. So Gustavo's start wasn't too explosive. Just got all the sobbles online. But when there's no attack response from Frank, you're definitely content with that as Gustavo. Just going to Drizzy for the research. I think all the Moltres pieces are in the deck for Gustavo as well as the Clara and the Palpad. Research here. Oop, okay, Clara is in the discard pile now. I'm curious to see what else is. Maybe Frank will help us out there and let us see with him what else is in the discard pile. The Escape Rope's gone, the Clara, and the Energy Switch. I think there was an Energy Switch there behind the Clara. Gustavo searches out that Moltres V pretty quickly here. Can start to power that up. That is like your main early game attacker on this matchup, and then from there you go into the baby Moltres. Attached to it, here comes the Energy Excel to it. Also, like, no early path to the peak here from Frank also hurts because you're trying to slow down that Moltres V as much as possible as well. Villagers all coming down from Gustavo. Don't really need too much more this turn, I don't think. Could even just grab like an Evolution Instance to set up for the Shady Dealings Italian on the next turn. I don't know what else Gustavo would be looking for here. If they grabs an Energy Search, so gonna get aggressive with finding energy. Oh nope, rethinking it. This goes for the Scoop Up Net. Just getting the Drizzles prepped and primed to be used on the next turn. And Hey, someone in chat knows the name of the attack. Double spin. 20 damage to the Crobat. Could be relevant. Probably won't be, but you never know. Top deck from Frank seems pretty good. It is a Marnie. Okay. Slow start from Frank. Back in it. See if they can find themselves an energy here to attack with this turn. Sheesh. Frank's still struggling. No energy. And actually, if Frank had gotten a DTE, Frank could have used the V-Star attack to KO the Moltres off the bench before it could have attacked him. Looks like it's going to be a pass from Frank. Has a Fan of Waves. Could Fan of Waves that Rapid Strike energy so they can't retreat the Sobble next turn. I kind of like that. I think I would like to have seen Frank play that Fan of Waves. I think Frank had a Fan of Waves there. Here comes the Shady Dealings from Gustavo. I'm sure he's going to find the boss. You want to start to pressure those Whimsicotts as soon as possible. Could have forced like an extra switch card out of Gustavo if Frank had used the Fan of Waves. I think it's the Fan of Waves in the hand. I could be wrong. So I think definitely a mistake there from Frank for sure. Gustavo pausing for a second. Maybe thinking about just knocking out the Crobat. I'm not sure what Gustavo was motioning with there. That was interesting. I'm not sure if... Looks like the judges are talking to them. Looks like everything's fine, though. Probably something they just want to clean up about their play. Goes for a quick ball here from Gustavo. Yeah, Gustavo's maybe thinking about just KOing the active here instead of boss punch a Whimsicott, because then you want to KO the Crobat anyways. I think actually just KO Crobat here might just be better from Gustavo, to be honest, because then you just like hit the... I guess you want to... I guess I just don't hate hit because like you just want to get 6 prize cards as Gustavo. It doesn't really matter where they come from. But I guess if you can like hit the Whimsicott ahead of time, and if you KO this Whimsicott, and then Frank can't make another Whimsicott, that sounds quite a bit better, to be honest. So I guess I like this this hit a little bit more from Gustavo. But you do want to like maybe chase that Crobat later. So KOing the Crobat now actually doesn't seem that bad, to be honest. Another Doof is down. There's a Marnie. Reset the hand to the bottom of the deck. Will Frank find an energy? Frank does. But the thing is, an energy doesn't quite do it all for Frank here. An energy is good, but you need to attack with a next Whimsicott. So for Frank here, we maybe want to see Frank use the V-Star power actually just to hit for 120. And then next, like attach to the bench Whimsicott this turn instead of the active. Hit the active for 120. And then next turn, look for... hit the active for 120. And then next turn, look for a cleanup attack with a Whimsicott. No matter what, this is a pretty rough spot for Frank. See, if you commit this energy to the active here... Oh, wait, no, does the V-Star power knock out? Okay, it doesn't quite KO the Moltres. Oh, wait, there's no reason to... Wait. How much damage is Frank doing? No, Frank should just hit. Frank should just hit. Okay, Frank just hits. Okay, yeah. The V-Star power attack wouldn't make any sense there. So if Gustavo attacks now, Gustavo knocks themselves out. But Frank still doesn't have a follow-up attacker. So I would have hated to see Frank... I don't know. This still feels bad. Like, you get the prize cards, but you can't keep pressuring from here. You almost flipped it? Yeah, he almost flipped it. He just didn't quite do the math. Frank's still in a bad spot. Frank's still in a bad spot here. The prize trade is lining up pretty well for Gustavo overall. Especially if the boss can be refound and then KO that Crobat potentially. Because Gustavo's just going to get a free turn on this next turn, basically. To like reset up for the baby Moltres chain, which is what Gustavo has to look for after this. Is to go into the baby Moltres chain. So definitely favoring Gustavo at this point, to be honest. I have no idea what's going on. Where's this coming? Okay. So it says Shady Dealings for the Sanya. I just attack some energy. Could go for some basics. So you're gonna go with the stacking of the energy into the hand. Frank does not play Raihan. No, just 2 EXP share. That's a Baby Moltres in the hand. I don't know what that is behind Baby Moltres. Oh, Crobat. Maybe think about using Crobat for 1? Yeah, gonna go with the Crobat for 1 here. And then attach to the Crobat. So actually setting up Crobat as an attacker, or maybe just a pivot, I guess. More so than anything, this might just be a pivot here from Gustavo. But you could attack. Oh, I think they're wondering about the order of... Oh, I'm not sure what is going on there. They may be wondering about the order of who has to send up first. Or if you have to draw prize cards before you send up here. Gustavo goes with the Crobat. Yeah, both go with their Crobat send-ups as their pivots. No, Gustavo actually ends up going with the Drizzile instead. So yeah, maybe looking to attack with Crobat. It does seem pretty... it definitely seems like a pretty viable attacker, to be honest, in the situation. Especially with the choice belt down, because like Whimsicott doesn't want to KO Crobat. That gives you like more time to build up into your Moltres chain here. Gustavo maybe doesn't know for sure that Frank doesn't play Raihan. But also if Gustavo sends up Crobat, Frank could attack the Crobat with the Whimsicott. Peony play here from Frank. Had the Averys. Could have gone with the Avery play, but it looks like they want to guarantee the energy here. If you go with the Avery play, excuse me, if you go with the Avery play, not gonna be drawing many cards up B barrel, so you could definitely whiff the energy this turn, to be honest. Did Gustavo get coached by Chip? I mean, who hasn't been coached by Chip at this point? Ends up going for the Whims and the energy. Could Fluff Ball Star this turn to KO Asabel, I guess. It still doesn't set up, it seems like it sets up Frank in a super good spot to have that Whimsicott in the active, though, to get hit. Could Fluff Ball the Asabel, though, I guess, if you really want to. Beebs for 5. Has a DT for next turn. Has a Crushing Hammer to remove that energy off of Crobat. Goes with the Ordinary Route as well. Recovering some energy. I might get the V-Star back. Yeah, it goes for the V-Star. Doesn't really need another V, probably. Yeah, Fluffball Crobat is also a play for sure. I don't know if that's that good, though. You Fluffball the Crobat, it comes up, it smacks you, you KO it, and then Gustavo just goes Moltres from there. Another V-Star grab here from Frank. He's going to go with the V-Star attack. Goes for the KO on the Asabel. I think Gustavo's just going to punch with Crobat here, probably. And the Crobat won't get one KO'd on the next turn. Yeah, just such a bad spot for Frank still, it feels like. This is such a bad spot. There's a Palpad probably to recover the Clara here from Gustavo. Gustavo might only have 1 Baby Moltres left to work with, to be honest. No, there's 1 in the deck and there's a Raihan. Plus you could Clara for the other one. I think Gustavo plays 2 Baby Moltres. And it still has the energy retrieval as well. Give it some thought. Doesn't want to go with the energy retrieval. Nope. Ends up on the energy retrieval. Okay. Ends up with the energy retrieval, looks like. Leaving the bat and the active actually the play for Frank. I mean, when you're this far behind, I don't know if anything's the play for Frank, but it definitely feels like it would have been fine for sure. Crobat attacking here from Gustavo for sure, and put the choice belt down there. I don't think Gustavo plays quick shooting, unless I'm just haven't seen it maybe. Quick shooting would be really good here for Gustavo. You actually get the 2-hit KO on the Whimsicott with the Crobat, with the Choice Belt. If, they had the quick shooting. Pick up on the Inteleon with the net. Gustavo checking this card. I think Gustavo's probably checking for boss here, because if Frank's down to boss, I'm pretty sure Frank probably only plays 2 boss, and you can bench the Moltres without any fear of it getting boss KO'd. Or maybe it looked like they were thinking about maybe benching or not benching the Sabo, but that shouldn't have been too big of a concern for Gustavo ever here, I don't think. Another discard pile check here from Frank, and it looks like 110 damage coming in off of the Venomous Fang from the Crobat, and the Whimsicott is poisoned. If it stays in the active, actually, if the Whimsicott has to stay in the active, though, it'll keep ticking up on the poison damage, which is actually kind of funny. Beeps for 3. There's a Marnie. Of course, Marnie's super good against Gustavo's deck. And yeah, the Marnie's coming in here. Reset Gustavo's hand. Gustavo does not need a whole ton. Gustavo doesn't even need to do anything this turn, actually. Gustavo just needs to set up the 2 Moltres for the 2 turns after. How many Marnie? Per sure it's 4. There's the EXP share. That's huge for Frank. Has the EXP share. Okay, I think Frank's in an okay spot here. I mean, as good as it could be, I guess. But can the poison actually KO the active so the EXP share doesn't trigger? It could. Gustavo could like pass and let the poison KO the Whimsicott. Another Shady Dealings coming down from Gustavo. So yeah, Gustavo does not play quick shooting. Double Shady Dealings. And no Goon either. Of course, the Shady Dealings is super, super important. Eyeing up the boss here from Gustavo. Goes for a net. Can't see the other card. Net and something. Energy search is well coming out. There's a fighting energy grab. Net reset on the Inteleon. Another Shady Dealings coming down. It's like Gustavo doesn't really have to do anything this turn besides attack, but I'm sure you want to do something. Ends up getting the boss here. Or unsure. Boss or tower. Goes with the boss. Has the Clara in the hand. Looks like they are going to play the Clara. Back Sobble, double dark. Will they get back the Moltres? They do get the Moltres. I guess Gustavo is maybe thinking about getting the stadium so they can start using Moltres V now, but gonna wait on that, it looks like. Fully loads up the Moltres and can KO the active here. And then next turn, I guess a Moltres won't quite get a 1-hit KO on a Whimsicott, but a Moltres could 1-hit KO a Crobat next turn if there's the play available to Gustavo, because it has the boss. And then is the energy retrieval still in the deck? Took both the Moltres back out for Snorlax just to thin out the deck. Oh, I guess this also means Frank's not attacking next turn, actually. Oh no, Frank is attacking next turn because they did get the EXP share. EXP share hit was huge there, I guess. Knockout. Here we go. Retrieval was used. It was? Okay, that's what I thought. If Gustavo had used Clara, though, then you could have saved the retrieval for next turn to make a play with it. Crushing Hammer coming in from Frank. A head tier could be pretty big. Remove the energy off the... Oh, ended up removing the energy off the active. I thought we'd seen Frank remove the energy off the Crobat or remove it as a pivot. That's what I would have liked to have seen. I would have just like hoped as Frank to find the DTE, but Frank wanted to play a little bit safer with that Crushing Hammer play. If you don't find DTE here, I feel like you're losing anyways. So I would like to see the energy removed from the Crobat. Frank did whiff the DTE though, so it's gonna be a retreat into the doof and pass. Does have an air balloon in hand, so can definitely move it next turn. Yeah, there's the pass to Wada. Does Wada have the win? Shady dealings for another retrieval. Another retrieval wasn't used then, I guess, last turn. Retrieval 4 in energy. Attach. Boss up. 51, 61, 70. Yeah, boss up the Crobat, knock it out, and that's it. And that's going to do it for the Grand Finals. Gustavo wins 2-0 over Frank Percic, back-to-back EUIC champion. The first IC we've had in like over 2 years, I want to say. I think it's been like over 2 years. Unfortunately, Frank wasn't able to put up too much of a fight. Didn't draw super well overall. But that's the Grand Finals. Catch y'all in the next video.